Hello everyone, my name is Moji, and you're watching Bitcoin Bubble News Channel. We do have a center line, and you can see it here for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is hitting the pivot line again, but so far it is being turned down. For Bitcoin to make a big move up, it needs to go above this level. We've already talked about this, but you should go up here to make sure it's still above this. Okay, but it needs to be confirmed above. The big money may only want to temporarily push it up so that you buy or sell, but then they may want to take it back down again. Don't be fooled, but if it can confirm here, it's likely to go up from here. If you sign up now, you'll get all the new information for free. Stay ahead of the trends instead of just following them. Sign up for Bitcoin Bubble right now and enjoy the new edge. Let's watch this movie with Gareth to learn more about Bitcoin and other things. First, take a look at the red in these giant caps. That's a huge red. Nvidia is down almost 4%, Apple is down 1%, Microsoft is down over 2%, and Google is down 1%. Meta is also getting hurt. So a lot of hard selling. It's down 2.3% on Amazon right now. Still, there is a lot of red in technology. But if you look over here at the numbers, that's not too bad. A lot of green and gray, which means that things are mostly the same or slightly better. Care for people, you can see some red but also a lot of gray. So today, money is going out of technology and into areas like energy. All of this makes sense. Okay, so when a market has a big run, money doesn't always leave the market. It turns, right? It runs out of everything right at the end of moves. When everyone is already scared. Plus, we're seeing more of the same names over and over again. Nvidia and other stocks that drive the market, on the other hand, are to blame for the market drops today. When we look over here, we see that the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 230 points. Nasdaq is taking a beating right now, going down 1.7% or 300 points. The S&P 500 is down 1% or 56 points. The price of oil is up today. To go over this one more time, oil had been falling sharply for a very long time. Today it got a small technical boost. Gold is going down too, just like Bitcoin. That's not a big move, right? It's down about 1% to 1.5% for Bitcoin and gold. There were no big moves at all. Still, there was a big sell-off in the tech sector today, with Nvidia leading the way. This comes after a fair 45% rise from the lows of about 2.5 weeks ago. Bitcoin's price could change a lot this weekend because of the amount of trade, funding rates, and open interest. Knowing about these things might help you predict and react to changes in the market. Bitcoin's price chart shows a golden cross, which means there is a chance for a big price jump. This trend that is going up could lead BTC to a new all-time high of $80,000. If you look at the daily chart, today is a reverse engulfing candle. You won't see it yet because this is the midday 10 minutes. But this chart makes it clear that we started above yesterday's highs and then went down all day. More or less, we're right at the lows of the day as the day comes to a close. Okay, let's look at this on a daily chart now, right? This is where it shows that reverse engulfing. In fact, this isn't really reverse engulfing because we won't close below this candle's absolute low until later today. No matter what though, the Nasdaq is a reverse engulfing candle. However, notice how the price has been going up, and now there is some selling. You could say that this is only one day, and you'd be right. There was only one day of going down after a huge move up. But once more, the petrol graphic is what I told you about it. When you look at the oil map, you can tell that the economy is poor. Plus the Fed minutes from yesterday, which pretty much said, yeah, we were even thinking about cutting in July. What? You were planning to cut in July? What was the point of cutting then? If everything is okay and there will be no or a soft landing, why were you planning to cut now and again throughout the rest of the year? It's actually thought that rates will be cut 6 times by early next year, or even 8 times. What does that have to do with a soft landing? Yes? And I mean that as traders and consumers, all we have to do is use logic. This is a great place to use logic. Additionally, it doesn't make sense to believe that everything will be okay if they have to cut that much. There's a problem here. I also think that oil prices are a good sign that something is wrong with the economy. Okay, in any case, today is a big day for selling on the S&P 500. Guys, this is where you can see that turnaround engulfing candle today if we quickly switch to the Nasdaq 100. To go over it again, you can see that we opened above the earlier candle and will definitely close below that candle. Even though gold is pulling back a little, it's been on such a great run. That's okay. A little bit of going backwards here. I do think that what Jerome Powell says tomorrow will cause gold to move a lot. The same thing goes for silver today. A little less of a pushback on silver. Right now it is trying a key level of support again. Let's see if it can hold go back up and head towards 31? Or is it going to come back in and go back down into this zone? Last but not least, oil, we're going to look into that. Please excuse me. Look at what we made. Again, we talked about oil having a bounce, and it does. Take a look at the trend line right here. Hit the line and got a small bounce. This is what I think will happen with prices. When you get a full reverse here, you'll often get a small bounce like that. After that, I think that's where you're going. Anyway, I think there will be a small bounce, maybe even tomorrow. But keep in mind that oil is probably going to go down, especially if you look at the big picture. Again, the fact that oil has now turned that whole move around is something that has been telling us to be careful with this rise over the last few days. This year, Binance, a cryptocurrency exchange, plans to hire 1,000 new workers, mostly for compliance jobs since the company spends more than $200 million on regulations. CEO Richard Tang said that the company was committed to improving its compliance operations in the face of stricter rules from regulators and ongoing court problems. When Chinese Premier Li Qiang and Russian Prime Minister Michael Mishustin met, they agreed to work together more on foreign finance and the Belarus framework. They agreed to use local currencies, build payment systems, and invest in each other. They also agreed to work together more on AI, sustainable development, and global governance. Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, said he was confident in the central bank's work in lowering inflation, which made it sound like rate cuts might be coming soon. Powell stressed at the Jackson Hole Economic Symposium that the Federal Reserve is dedicated to meeting its 2% inflation goal and preserving a strong job market. The U.S. wants other countries to work together on how to use artificial intelligence AI in the military in a sensible way. Mallory Stewart, a top official at the State Department, stressed how important it is for countries to agree on AI rules that are in line with international law. These talks started because people were worried about the bad things that might happen when AI is used in the military, like long wars and spreading false information. The U.S. wants other countries' help to reduce these risks and make sure AI is used in a responsible and useful way. A panel led by the Secretary of the Department of Economics is due to put out a consultation paper on how to regulate cryptocurrencies on behalf of the Indian government. The paper, which is set to come out between September and October 2024, will ask parties for their thoughts on the regulations that will be changed. India is stressing how important it is for the rest of the world to agree on its strategy. Thank you very much for staying with us this far. Don't forget to sign up for Bitcoin Stick for free to get more news, views, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Feel free to leave your ideas in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more fun videos.